Hello again, Stroke, welcome back. I'm back with some Chaosbane for everyone. I uploaded the video for Keela for the melee set today. Now we'll be testing some other stuff. So yeah, let's go into the game and start farming again. The grind continues. I've been grinding quite some time already. So yeah, it's gonna take a while to gear up Keela. And I found some things that are broken, that are not working. So keep in mind the forge blood pistol is broken right now. There was a 15 megabytes patch today. I don't know what the patch did. I will test if the forge blood pistol got fixed. This will be the first thing I will be testing now, whether the forge blood pistol works. It was not working few hours ago. So let's see if it does work now. Just a moment. First of all, let's sell some of the junk I've got here. That's a nice Gromrio ring. Let me check mine. Mine is crit chance, crit damage, health drain. But this one's cooldown, crit chance, HP. Tempting to use that one too. We'll see. So let's just do a quick Chaos 9 run. Quick Chaos 9 run just to see how that pistol is, whether it got fixed. Because I've got a super nice one. I mean, it's not the best, but it's quite a decent rose. And it just wasn't working before. It just wasn't working. It was giving me the same damage I get with any other pistol that doesn't have that stack building ability. Maybe it's fixed now. Maybe it is fixed, because I just sold 20 million and I couldn't get it to do more than 15-16 million before. So let's see on an enemy that has a little bit more HP, that could get some stacks built on himself. No energy. So that's another ring that I'm gonna be looking for, but it doesn't exist on Keela. As far as I've seen, probably it has not been added on Keela. So let's use my other pistol, because this one just doesn't do the damage. Where is my corroder? My green corroder doesn't have crit chance, so that's why I'm not using it. I really need that crit chance. Right now I'm at 38% and that's just not enough. So you can see with the corroder I'm not even using siege breaker ring. If I were to use a siege breaker ring, which right now is in my other setup, so I can't, but if I were to use a damage dealing ring instead of this Gromrio, I could be doing 50 something million, close to 60 million damage. Now the most I could do probably is 41 million when I max out all my buffs and build all the stacks with the corroder. So corroder is a good pistol, but it does need some change. I think the circle, oops, 47 million. The circle needs to rotate around the player, I think. For example, if I'm standing here, the circle should go between this circle, this circle, this circle, this circle. So if pose is where I am, it should be rotating around us. in a radius around us, not going too far away from the player. That way you would always be able to rotate and have an enemy. Or okay. Blaze Sabatons, nice. I don't wanna go near him because of that damn poison. See, that would have killed me if I was next to him. Okay, my potion is ready, I can now go and kill him. And yeah, as I said, the damn poison. If I don't stack up the damage reduction. See, the boss wouldn't get me, but this guy will. The boss won't kill me, but the damn screamer will. Right, let's just get him killed. So where is my wood? Over there somewhere. But the XP we can get in those Chaos 9 maps is amazing. I've been running those all the time, and yesterday my stream had to shut down early because there were issues with the streaming. I think it was connection related issues, but it was weird because, for example, even when I was typing in Discord or chatting with the support of the Restream software, some of the messages were getting delivered, some weren't, so it was like some issues with my ISP. Even though I could browse, and even though I could do speed tests and I was getting the maximum speed I could get, I still have been having some issues with streaming last night, so it was weird, but at least they fixed it. But my ISP fixed this at 2:30 in the morning, so yeah, good thing I kind of stopped torturing myself and trying to get the stream to work. And it was weird because when I went on my ISP website, there was no news about this, and I had to go into a specific other website of the ISP, so they have two different places where they're posting news. And yeah, I didn't figure this out until a few hours after the outage or whatever had started. It was citywide outage. So if anyone was watching me last night and was wondering what was happening, yeah, that's it. Basically, with two words, ISP issues. Oh shit, I went the wrong way. Damn it. Well, at least I killed some enemies for XP, so it's not a complete loss if I stray away from the wood. But yeah, normally the boss kill is not that far away from the wood. There are just a few cases where the wood would be, and the relic chest would be so far away from the boss, and it's mostly on those Nurgle maps. Any wood here? Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could kind of force my movement. For example, if I don't want to be using this, let's say I can just toggle force move, and then this won't be using the skill until I hold shift, and then it could start using the skill. Or the other way around, holding control for force move, but I prefer the other option, where force move is the default. So 2 green drops on this first map. That's a great start of the day. Great start of the day. So builder stuff. Oh, and it has damage on it. Nice, 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 nice. So it's got damage. The builder gauntlets. And then the other one was Blaze Sabatons. Oh, a repeat. Starting to get those green repeats already. Yeah, if anyone wants my spares, the ones I don't need, feel free to have those. So, do I want 400 more armor or do I want 2.6k HP? And I can tell you 400 armor is better than 2.6k HP. I can show you why. So 310 armor equals 2000 HP. So what was it? How much was it? 470 armor. That 460 armor would be just wanna check which one to put cooldown. So this one doesn't have cooldown. Let's put it in there. This one also doesn't have cooldown. Not that I'm gonna be using this one, but who knows, maybe I might decide to. So yeah, I can't keep that much spare gear. I've been keeping spare gear in case someone wants it, but it's getting tough with the inventory space already when I'm stacking up those greens. Okay, back to the melee. And I've been leveling up those ranks here. So it's a shame that the Forge Blood pistol is still not working. Let's see if the invasion got fixed. If the invasion rings got added with this 15 megabytes patch. No, they still are not added. So as you can see, I wasted 10 ranks worth of collecting before realizing when I collect it gives me nothing. So now I'm not gonna be completing this until they fix it, and hopefully they fix it, because I don't want to be farming only relic hunts for gear. Invasion is much better source of gear when you push into the high ranks. Let me just check if the text on Forge Blood changed. Yeah, the more damage they take. It doesn't say it takes more damage from fire skills, so it's not that my skill is not fire. But I might test it later. Just to see if I'm using a fire skill whether the damage would be higher with one weapon and with the other. So let's see, with this I can get to like around a million damage max. Max around a million damage. If I go for the Forge Blood, can I get this higher than a million damage? No. It just doesn't go higher. It's still the same, between 300 and 900,000. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick to the corroder for now until they fix this. It's a shame, the best item for Keela is broken. The best pistol you could get for her being broken. Then Then you've got the invasion rings being unobtainable for her as well, missing from the wood pool. Also the 50% damage reduction ring seems to be missing from her wood pool as well. So yeah, this taking extra damage when on full energy is kind of annoying. I'm gonna skip this map. I'm gonna start a new map. This is just gonna take forever to finish. This is why I don't do Act 3 and Act 4. They're just not balanced. So Act 2, Act 4 I always skip. This is nice. Now that there's Act 1, Act 2, Act 5 and Act 6, that's plenty of acts I could do. 4 acts. So even if I'm skipping 2 of the acts, I can still do the other 4. It was a bit crappy when it was just 4 acts and out of those 4 I would be skipping 2. But now at least I've got more options. Oh, and I forgot to remove the siege breaker ring from my... because I want to test a more damage oriented setup and see if I can survive. But my siege breaker, my green siege breaker ring is on the other wardrobe. But yeah, I'm still curious what got patched today. 15 megabytes is not that little amount of information that could have been patched. If they were just tweaking some numbers, 15 megabytes could be a lot of changes. If it was something else, then yeah, really wondering what got patched. There's no info on Twitter, no info on Discord, no info on Steam. And in France, where the developers are, it's already what 8 something in the evening, close to 9 in the evening. So we probably won't see those nodes today, if at all. Could be just a little hotfix for something else that got broken. But it's nice if they communicate, if they tell us, hey, today there was a small hotfix that did this and this and that. And by the way, today is the launch day of Borderlands 3 on Steam. And there is crossplay on PC, so you can play with your friends who are on Epic, on the Epic launcher. You can play from the Steam launcher. So that's pretty amazing, crossplay on PC for Borderlands 3. I will be experimenting more with the explosion build. After this map, I will switch to the mortar build and try some things with that setup. I also eventually wanna do counter-attack based explosion stuff. Maybe now I can experiment with it. The counter-attack based explosion damage. But I don't think it's worth it. I think going for HP and damage would be the better option. Because the counter-attack bonus damage I can get would be just a few percent, like 40, 50, 60% extra damage max. If I go all in on the counter-attack damage. Right now, without investing into counter-attack damage, my gear on this set is 9,000. So I can probably get that to 30 something, 40,000. And with 9,000, the passive skill is giving me 20%. So let's say I get this to 60. Would it be worth it? The 60% damage? It probably would be worth it, so I will experiment. There's not much I could lose. This one is explosive. Okay, fire damage. So there's supposedly a fire damage over time stuff with explosives as a setup. And there was another one with the counter attack. There's a ton of counter attack here. So I guess we're supposed to be overheating if building for counter attack. We're probably supposed to be using this if building for counter attack as well. Was there any counter attack here? 16%. 16%. Yeah, I will be testing this on the exploding build to see how I can make it work. So this would be the next experiment. I was surprised by how good counterattack builds were on Bragi. And another dwarf counterattack build would be fun to try. Although the only thing I would be missing with that build would be the damage reduction. And that's why I'm kind of reluctant to try it, but I wanna try it. I wanna try it, and I've got the fragments. I've got 11,000 here, 2,000 here, but I can transfer some yellow into green, and that should be fine. Oh, 54 million. Nice. This was actually a nice hit. And mind you, this 54 million is, as I said, while using the granite ring. If I remove the granite ring, I'm gonna lose some HP and lose the damage reduction, but I can use a siege breaker and I can probably see 60 something 70 million. Because if I hit for 54 now, with that 40% damage reduced, imagine a siege breaker that gives me 50% damage increase. So that's 90% damage more. Of course it's not 90% of that 54 million, because that 54 million is with a 200% bonus. And the bonuses are additive, but it's still gonna be nice. Close to 70 mil probably. If I get the siege breaker instead of that granite ring. Maybe for Chaos 7, not for Chaos 9. See what's here. Alright, let's move this way. Oh, another level. Then those levels are so easy to get on this chaos difficulty. I'm loving this leveling up. It makes the leveling up feel better now after and it makes building and mix and matching two different legendary skills possible. Otherwise, before I couldn't even imagine getting more than one legendary skill at the same time. Just kind of pick one, stick to it before. Unless you grind like crazy, but now you don't even need to grind that much. I mean, it still takes a while to grind those levels, but if you min-max it and do it meta, like group up a lot of enemies, run around and then AoE them together to kill them quickly, you could get a lot of XP farmed. You can even go to Chaos 10 and farm regular mobs without killing the bosses or the champions and get a lot of XP. But I think Chaos 9, full Chaos 9 runs are amazing, especially if you clear everything. If you clear all the elites and all the packs. The big packs, I mean, not the little packs. Like those, I can probably pull them that way towards some of the other enemies. I mean, this is nowhere near as fast as Bragi Axebiter clearing speed, Which reminds me, I need to test Bragi. I need to test how strong he has become after the counterattack increase on items. Do I need to get new items to get that increase? Or would my legacy items have had their stats updated to match the new stuff? This is also something I'm wondering. Alright, let's go this way. See, like this. See how fast the XP is moving if I group them up like that. I just leveled earlier and I'm already half a level in. Yeah, I did a lot of testing today, that's why my video was kind of delayed. Because I had a lot of things I wanted to check and test. I think this was nice. I think this was a completed set for the powder carrier. Let's see. Wait, is my stream working right now? Is it broken again? Is my stream broken again? Let me quickly check. On Twitch it doesn't seem to be working. Wait, don't tell me my ISP is having issues again. No, actually on YouTube it's working. It's working on YouTube, so why is it not working on Twitch? Why is my stream not up on Twitch, only on YouTube? This is the same bullshit as yesterday. The same BS as yesterday. Well, there's not much I can do. I'm just gonna keep streaming on YouTube. Hopefully it works fine. No frames missed, apparently. I'm just gonna go to my restream dashboard just to see something. Yeah, my stream is working fine, I guess. It is weird. Well, it seems to be streaming fine to restream, so suddenly the bitrate suddenly went up to 45,000 to Twitch from 4,800. The same happened to Mixer. So I think it is Restream fucking up this time. Because the bitrate went from 6 point something thousand to something much higher, and that's what's happening there. I'm sending them 6,000, they're sending a lot of thousands to the other channels. But anyways, I will keep streaming. Fuck Restream, not much I can do if they're fucking up with the connection. In the meantime, let's see what I found. Yeah, one more piece and I'll be done with this set. This is a great catch, this Tasset. Wow, there's a bug. There's a bug, it's not allowing me to compare it. Look, I can compare other items. Actually, I can't compare other items as well. Oh, now I can. See this bug? So basically, everything is a win. Everything is a win, and just need to bless it. Oh, wait. Before I bless, I said I wanted to test counterattack damage build for the explosives. So let's reset the explosives. And I said I want to test counterattack damage. So 10% damage for cooldown reduction or something else. I've got 18 points and I really do wanna get this one. But I'm wondering if I can even afford getting that one there. I could probably stick to that one. And then that one. And then get some cooldown. Which can be obtained any place. So I'm not even taking that one here for counterattack damage. Increases explosion damage. But that's 36%. So if I don't take this and this, and go for this one, I can grab that one there. 27, 36. I could try and use this 27, and now I wanna bless the items for counterattack, which means we need to do something here. We need to convert yellow into green. Just testing. So my damage right now is 29, 9000 something. We'll see how this works. I'm gonna be needing this. So the set actually gives me increased explosions. That's why probably overheating and causing an explosion would be a fun thing to try. But if I don't overheat and cause explosions, it might also work. If I don't use this thing, but maybe this one. So more explosion stuff is needed. Fire damage increase. This is fire. This is fire and physical. I wanna try something. I wanna try and see how much this gives me when I overheat. Wait, why can't I overheat? So this damage doesn't seem to change. Overheating grants a damage bonus. Does that mean at 100% overheat I'm getting 30% damage bonus? Would that be worth it? We're gonna have to find out. So what do I want here? I want the spitter pistol for explosions. But probably that one here with the cooldown. But no crit chance. I do want the cooldown though. We confirmed that Forge bot is broken, so for now not much we can do about it. Okay, so I need the rings. I'm gonna try the damage rings first. I'm gonna unequip this, and I might unequip this just in case I need it. So I will be experimenting with a lot of different things, but probably the best hammer I can use for that setup. Well, I don't think the turret one would be worth it. So I'm gonna be using the melee one for damage reduction. Even though I am not using a melee skill, but there isn't anything else I can think of. I will play with the Stonebreaker as well, just to see how it works, but okay, so rings. Let's go all in on the damage. First, all in on the damage and cooldowns and more cooldowns. So now we want. Oh, they added this option. Wow, I've been asking for this. Oh, nice. So they actually added what I was suggesting. Thank you for adding this. So nice. I actually suggested adding this exact thing. I've written for them to add this exact thing when you right click on those to start filling up some slots. So okay. We wanna upgrade the powder carrier for counterattack damage. Hopefully I do get good damage from that. The only thing I'm gonna keep as damage would be the hammer and pistol, cause I might not keep the pistol as damage. I'm just gonna do counterattack for that one too. But I'm gonna keep this hammer as damage cause it's pretty high roll and I'm using it for the melee build. So what's left? Boots. So I could keep the rings the way they are and the amulet the way it is. So this is counterattack, this is counterattack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 counterattack and the rest damage. How is the passive now? The passive, this one gives me 134% damage. This one is 101. Ooh, those points. Let's see, how many points do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points. If I remove 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 32 counterattack damage less. If I do 1, 2, 3, I'm getting cooldown, which is nice. And then I can remove this 1 point. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna lose 36 counterattack damage. Losing 36 counterattack damage, but I can get this, and then I've got 2 more points to spend for crit damage. Or maybe... Damn, if only I had 1 more point. 116. Okay, if I do it like that. If I do it like this, I can get more crit damage. So this is 70 more crit damage. And if I've got 3 more points, I can probably get... Oh no, I can't. But I can get some crit damage, I guess. 30 crit damage. Those are the only options. 30 crit damage is the only doable option. But this would be a very squishy setup. Okay, let's take that crit damage. I can't equip this. Can't equip this either. Okay, time for a downgrade here. Maybe instead of this I could use a melee one, but that damage reduction. Okay, I'm sacrificing a lot of damage reduction. Hopefully it doesn't hurt me that much. 108 damage opposed to 81. Still can't equip this unless I remove that one. I could only use this for... So now I've got 9 points. 9 points. Maybe using this would be the best option. Okay, let's try Chaos 7 first. Chaos 7. Can I survive without dying? Cooldowns increase. Come on, just not cooldowns. Just a second. So my stream seems to be back up. Well, I'm not sure what's happening. Yesterday I had ISP issues. Today it was definitely not my ISP, because I went to the dashboard on Restream and I saw Restream was streaming to Twitch and Mixer with almost 10 times as much bitrate as I'm sending them. But yeah, okay. I'm just gonna be testing this now. So hopefully it ends up a successful experiment. This seems like a good map. So testing on Chaos 7 if I can do it, Chaos 8 if I can do it, Chaos 9. And I'm not gonna test Chaos 10 because I'm pretty sure I don't have the damage reduction needed right now. Oh, the damage seems pretty low. I was expecting a lot more damage. Probably need less counterattack, more. And I'm supposed to have more damage from the Siege Breaker as well, so that seems like a weird one. And look at this, is it working? Giving me damage based on counterattack damage. It seems broken. Oh yeah, it can give me 57% more damage with my counterattack. But when I activate it, 130,000. Yeah, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this one bit. My cooldown reduction doesn't seem enough either. 32% only. Okay, Fiery Ring of Tori might need to go. Even though it gives cooldown on crits, my crit chance probably is not high enough. Maybe the Mountain Pendant can go. Let's try this. But that's no crit. I need crit and cooldown. So the problem is the lead splitter doesn't have cooldown reduction. So instead of that, I will be using something else with crit and cooldown. Those explosions, yeah, I know it's explosions. I really want those explosions to work here with that build. But I need a good lead splitter that gives me cooldown and crit chance. And it just, I don't have it. This is the only pistol with cooldown and crit chance I've got. That's decent. Cooldown crit chance. Cooldown crit chance. Okay, well, Forge Blood, as I said, is broken. The Forge Blood does not work. Wait, this can go over 20%? Really? Didn't know. I thought it was capped at 20%. I'm not liking this. It just feels wrong. The mortar feels great, but I'm not a big fan of this god skill I'm using here. Increases all physical damage. It's supposed to be doing a ton of damage, this one. Which hammer am I using right now? The melee one. That means I want melee and explosion. For the cooldown reduction. Not a big fan of it. I'm trying to find a good viable build for that, but it's not gonna be counterattack. How is my hit? My hit is not WoW most of the time, so if I were to go for that other hammer, I'm not gonna be having this crit chance, crit damage. But let's do a test. Let's take this one. This is gonna give me 16 cooldown reduction that I'm missing. And it might work nice. Explosion generate a huge wave of fire. Okay, so let's take this one. It doesn't give me HP, so that's gonna be a boomer, but this one doesn't either. No, fuck. $104,000 damage. With this one it would be 99,000 damage, so I'm losing damage, apparently, of course. What if I don't use Iron Strike and just use this thing? If I remove this and get oh, that's what I'm missing. Do this chain reaction, one of the most important things. If I get rid of this damage reduction and add and do this. Let's see how this would work. Hmm. Okay, it's not gonna be this as well. That's gonna be hard to make a build for this, to synergize it with counterattack damage. The problem is the wife leech. I mean, I can wife leech with this, but then I'm not gonna be doing damage with the other stuff. Let's go defensive. $45.74. 48.74. Oh, that's because of my do this chain reaction. But why do I no longer explode? Something is making it so that I no longer explode when I reach overheat. And I think that was the blaze set that made this, so why am I doing this without the blaze set? See, overheating charges are no longer regularly lost. There's something that I'm missing. Oh, there we go. Now I've got the crit chance and crit damage. Okay, but it's super weird.
Metal, run through your veins.
So why is my damage not going up when I use this skill? 45,000. If I remove it, it's again 45,000. So maybe this is broken? Either that or I'm missing something.
Molten metal, run through your veins.
Something also keeps draining my HP. Ah, cause I'm not fighting. Okay. Just doing some science now, trying to figure out how some of the mechanics of Keela work. So, number one. Oh, this is why it won't cause explosion. I'm just not liking this skill. So if I were to remove this skill, I'm gonna get one more point and I can get this crit damage. And remove those 2 points. Let's go back to the town.
Metal, run through your veins.
I'm thinking of adding Engineer of War. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Damn, those 5 points. How am I gonna get those 5 points? I really want Engineer of War because it's amazing for the explosion stuff. What if I don't take that much counterattack damage? Just this? Still not enough points. I mean, it's obvious that the counterattack damage is supposed to be used with this thing. I think this was meant for the Blaze set. But it says it's for physical damage bleeding. So damage over time, physical build probably is what this is supposed to be used with. Damage over time, physical. This is physical. This is physical. Maybe for that one. That's probably what it was meant for. Let me check something. So I need energy. Okay, well, the counterattack damage, I don't think I'm using the right set for it. I think I was using the wrong set for the counterattack stuff. I mean, people would at first they would think it's for explosions, physical damage and explosions, but that doesn't seem like it. I think if I want to be using explosions, this would be the best option. And going for cooldown and then more cooldown. Does this count as an explosion? My set bonus was damage from all explosives is increased. This doesn't count as an explosive. I mean, obviously this is supposed to work well. 20 stacks of 2.5. If I do 20 explosions, which would be 50%. This is supposed to be a synergy with explosives as well. Chance to stun. But I think this is the damage over time build. This is the healer build. Well, 15 points. One more point. I guess it doesn't matter where this would work. So now I should get rid of all the counterattack stuff, which kind of a bummer because I've wasted a lot of materials to do that. Okay, so all the counterattack is getting replaced now. I'm wondering whether the blaze set can be made well with the counterattack and using excavation and that thing that doesn't explode and doesn't lose stacks. That's probably what's supposed to be done. I'm sure there is a counterattack build, I'm just gonna have to find it. So the blaze set probably would be the one. So anything else left with counterattack? Boots. So we would be using my regular skills, which would be this, and let's try that one this time, eh? Oh, that's 100% crit hit damage that I can get. That's actually nice. That sounds like a good one. I've never tried this one. Apparently it's good for farming XP and for farming fragments. And damage reduction. Okay, let's try it now. Should be much more tanky now. So let's see. And hi Jim Hoiser, sorry for the late reply. I was in the zone making that that theory craft there. So I'm just trying to make sure that this would be able to survive. If it can survive, then it can spam stuff. If it can spam stuff, then that's good. I don't have good crit chance and cooldown reduction, so I'm just gonna do one more thing. Ring of Tori, Mountain Pendant. Maybe we can lose the Granite Ring and get Ring of Tori, but I don't have a good crit chance Ring of Tori, if I remember correctly. So maybe just a Siege Breaker Ring for some damage and crit chance. I'm not liking the damage though, I'm really not liking the damage I'm seeing here.
Flames can scare
Let's try Forge Heart, just to see. Come on, stop giving me the bottom of the rows. Look at that, it's giving me 3.7 when the maximum is 4000. I want 3.8 at least. 3964, okay, that's nice. So those numbers I'm seeing are just too bad. If I were to take this in Chaos 9, first I'm gonna be dying, second I'm not gonna be doing damage. Just not enough. With the melee build, without the Corroder pistol, I can deal 15 million damage. Without the Corroder pistol, with full damage reduction rings. How's my cooldown reduction right now? 7. So this is giving me the stacks. So now I've got 5 stacks and this is 100 crit damage that I'm gonna lose in a moment. I think I've lost it, yeah. I mean, I could try and squeeze more damage out of the build. I could do it. I could get more damage. I can get rid of the... I can get rid of this 100 crit damage. And that's... But I wanna see how often this would proc. Refreshing thing. How often would I be... I think as long as I spam turrets, this would be proccing. Because I'm overheating super fast with this one. There's one more thing I wanna try, and this would be the beam. And if I'm testing the beam, I'm gonna remove this. Move this and use... Oh, it's so fire. Which builds heat faster? So that's not gonna work. I think this would stack well with the dodge chance ring. What fragments? So this is also for counterattack damage. Yeah, I'm just doing a lot of testing as you're seeing. I'm just trying to find the fastest way to build heat. So probably that's gonna be it. Spamming turrets and spamming the flamethrower. And in the meantime explosions. Just need something as a fuel while I'm not using the mortar. That's all I need, a fuel when I'm not using the mortar. And the fiery aura, based on overheat level. Overheating explosions generate a huge... Okay. So at 46 overheat, this is 38,000. At 95 overheat, this is 31,000. So the more the overheat, the less the damage. Am I understanding this right? No? Okay, this damage is 38. How did it go to 30? Oh, I see, with this one. Yeah. So basically, with this fiery aura, you're not gonna be doing that much damage. Unless you're going for a fire build. Okay, let's see the override then, the overdrive or whatever it is. I wanna see the damage of that explosion that I'm generating, just to see if it's worth using this hammer. Was it 5 million? 5 million only? Definitely not worth it. So back to Rock Splitter. I'm not seeing anything else worth it. Even the cocktail doesn't seem like it's worth it. If only this one had an explosion. So I'm losing crit chance, but I want the cooldown more. And I don't have another corroder. Oh, actually there it is, corroder with cooldown and crit chance. I'm gonna be using that one. So far corroder is the best, until they fix Forge Blood. Just trying to see what else would be better. Crit chance, Fiery Ring of Tori. No damage, no crit damage, no cooldown, no. But the crit chance is kind of 35 with it. If only I had a better mountain pendant with crit chance on it. Shit, I keep putting the wrong thing there. I just want this for the damage reduction, nothing else. Yeah, a lot of things have been tested already. I just want to find the set for the mortar build for the mortar set that I like, that I think I can survive on and I can also do damage on. This is just the two things I want. Even if it's not that much damage, as long as I can survive and do an okay amount. So I will be changing the passives a bit. I will be removing some passives and going for more crit damage. Okay, this enemy kind of got melted. So maybe boss smelter? Okay, I think this worked fine. This was setup I made. Yeah, this was setup seems fine. So that might be what I want. Now, god skills wise, I only need to be over here. This is actually kind of useless, so I am gonna get rid of this. One thing's for sure, I want my two favorite skills. And I did want to be using that one. But even if I'm not using this one for the 100 crit damage, the other one works more than enough. And now let's go for crits. I want max cooldown though. Max cooldown is what I want from the tree. What if I go and grab the cooldown here? So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 cooldown. So 22 cooldown from the passive tree. 10 seconds. Okay, what about the god skills? 12 seconds. Ooh, this is amazing. 12 seconds. And that's without the procs from the fiery ring. And I can upgrade some stuff. I can upgrade this. Let's try this one, but one up on the difficulty. Can we survive? The max HP would be getting reduced over time, so it's in my best interest to max out, to kill it quickly. Yeah, Path of Exile new season. 131k just on Steam. Okay, nice. Path of Exile new season. Yeah, you know me. I'm not gonna be returning to Path of Exile until Path of Exile 2 probably comes out. And even then, I'm kind of 99% sure I'm not gonna like Path of Exile 2 either. This is gonna be too much like the old one. There's also Diablo new season today, and there's also Borderlands 3 on Steam that launched today. So a lot of new stuff today. A lot of new stuff for people to get excited about on Steam. But I've got my schedule of Warhammer Chaosbane build making and build finding. And today on the recipe, on the menu, we've got rockets. We've got rocket science to do today. So it's all about the rocket science. My turret is shooting rockets, I'm shooting some bombs and grenades. So I guess I'm seeing little numbers, but the numbers are often compared to the melee build. So I'm wondering if I can survive Chaos 9 with this. Welcome back folks, welcome back folks. For me the reasons are pretty known, by the way. The reasons why I don't like Path of Exile are pretty known, and I've said it multiple times on my stream what the few major reasons are. Man, if I get enough cooldown reduction, this might feel nice. I so wanna have this pistol fixed, the forge boot. By the way, Gwaint, did you notice that the forge boot is broken? The forge boot, you can test it using a forge boot and using a Vawaya's gift. You're gonna see the damage is the same. If you have a forge boot and a Vawaya, that doesn't change your damage. You're gonna see that even on a boss where you're burning him like crazy, the damage doesn't change. So for now, Corroder is the king of pistols. Even though it's a bit tricky to get that damage done, Corroder seems like the king. Unless you're doing some energy draining build where you want to be healing, but if you want damage, at the moment the only option seems to be the Corroder. That's a good option. Even the one with the explosions when enemies die doesn't seem like a good one. And I've tested it. I mean, I was doing 15 million hits maximum with the forge boot, and then I tested it with the lead spitter, which is not gonna change my damage of heavy pounding. And with the lead spitter I was doing the exact same damage. So I was testing this forge boot and those lead spitters. I was also testing this forge boot, and yeah, it's weird. It's weird how broken it is. So basically, it's saying that you're supposed to be doing more damage on that enemy as long as you're burning him, and I was burning him like crazy. I was burning him with Excavation Mustard. I was burning him with the heroic turret, and it just didn't give me extra damage. So for now, I guess we have to wait for this to get fixed. Also, invasions. The invasion rings have not been added for Keela. So when you collect the invasion ring with Keela, you're not gonna get the reward. I accidentally, not accidentally, I collected 10 rings not knowing that the bug exists. Then I opened my inventory to see what rings I got, And yeah, surprise, surprise, I got 0 rings. 0 rings out of 10. And the thing is, yeah, I should have checked my inventory on the first ring instead of collecting 10 before opening the inventory. So for now I'm stuck without completing my invasion ranks until they add the rings. And one more thing. News from the Discord server. This ring exists in the game. But I don't think Keela can get it. I think all the other characters can get it, but not Keela. So basically this gives you 50% damage reduction, but it keeps draining your energy. And when you have 0 energy, you don't get this bonus. So this would be a fun ring to get on Keela. And on Bragi. On Bragi this would be king. For the jumpy build, where you don't really use that much energy. This also would be king. Oh, do you know what this would be amazing on the mage? On the mage melee build with the dragon tamer. So if the mage has such a ring with the dragon tamer, you're basically using the energy generation. So combine one of those rings with a ring that gives you 100% extra damage with energy generation skills, and then the mage has survivability and damage on both fingers. Everyone has nice energy generation, by the way, with the right skill. With Keela Excavation, I'm thinking with Keela Excavation mastered, then a counterattack damage build with this one. With this one I could get, with 5 counterattack items, I could get the damage at the bottom to be another 50%. Then a lot of Wife Leech and the Blaze set. And then you have a good setup. And you also can get up to 130 even more percent damage here. So with 5 counterattack items here, with only taking this counterattack damage here, without taking this one or the other, I had 108 extra damage. Hello, Judas Iscariot. I'm not sure how to pronounce Judas, but let's say Judas Priest. Just easier. Yeah, how are you? No, this is not the best damage dealer. This is the new hero. So there's better damage dealers out there. Bragi can be amazing damage dealer. The mage can be amazing damage dealer. The soldier can be amazing damage dealer. With Keela, the build I uploaded today on YouTube seems to be very nice for damage. This build is just something I made right now, so I'm just testing, experimenting. For tomorrow I want to upload a build video that can do Chaos 9 with this set. So for today my mission is to find what this build is. For now I'm liking this build, but the survivability seems a little bit not enough. The damage seems okay. Of course this would be much stronger if they fix the Forge Blood pistol. But for now the damage is nowhere near as good as I want it to be, or the survivability. Because with the melee build it's nice to be relying on Corroder, but with the Shrapnel it kind of isn't. So this did a ton of damage to me. I feel like I'm gonna die anytime now. Oh, is the Chaos Throw regenerating? Or like a regular throw in games? See, I don't have the survivability to keep doing damage. Oh shit, poison. Of course, poison cloud's gonna get me. And just right before I opened the relic chest, I was that 300 extra wood quality. So now my wood quality is only 4.8 thousand. So I'm not sure what the best setup would be for mortar. I mean, if only forge wood was not broken. Alright, let's return and sell. Seems right now the best combination of hammer and pistol is this, until they fix other things. Not sure whether Fiery Ring of Tori would be the best choice. Mine is not the best one I can get either. So there's room to grow this build. First of all, I want crit chance mountain pendant with damage and armor. I want a crit chance damage and cooldown Fiery Ring of Tori. Maybe instead of Siege Breaker I could use something like a Gromril or Granite, but a good road one with crit chance and cooldown. Accessories in this game have always been the hardest thing to get good rolls on. Yeah, I've got a ton of greens because I've spent a ton of I've done a ton of farming, but definitely have a bunch of those. I can even give people some of my spare greens if you want them. If you want some greens, I've got some repeatable ones which I don't need. So this one is one of them. I think this one is another one of them. Let's see. Let's compare. Helmet. Oh, 8.5 cooldown reduction. Don't mind if I do. So yeah, the other helmet, the old one, is a spare one now. So this is 9 seconds, this is 12 and this is 22. Just wondering what to do to optimize this setup. I could experiment with the mines. But if I experiment with the mines, I'm gonna lose the turrets. This is energy and cooldown. But yeah, let's experiment without the turrets and by using the mines. So do I want the fire? I mean, ideally I would be using the fire one with the forge butt when the forge butt is fixed. And now I was 20% damage reduction. How am I gonna make up for it? And what if I get rid of the cooldown reduction I took? So reset and get rid of the cooldown reduction I was using and go for a crit damage setup. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points to get 30, 60, 90, 130 crit damage for 10 points. Or I can spend another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points for another 130. Okay. I guess it could work. And 180, and there was another option that gives me, this is 120. 180. 6 piercing, 16 damage. 6 piercing, 16 damage. They kind of evened it out. This is 5 energy, 8 bonus damage to champions. This is 10 energy, 8 bonus damage to champions. So this is a bit better for the energy. Or I could get more HP. But how's my cooldown right now? So this is 13 seconds from 9. It went to 13. And the god skills from 12 and 22. Yeah, the god skills are gonna be a bit difficult to maintain without cooldown reduction. So okay, let's get the 10% cooldown reduction only. So we get 10% cooldown reduction, and then we've got 15 points. So if this is 10, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not gonna cut it. I could get some HP. I'm thinking that's gonna be my best choice, get more HP. So maybe try it without changing much. So what's the crit chance? Cooldown time 1. Grants a damage bonus, so that's 50% damage bonus if I keep building the scraps. I can get damage reduction from this one if I don't get the bonus damage. If I don't get the bonus damage, and do it like this, that might work. I just want more cooldowns. I want to be spamming as much as I can. So let's go to Chaos 9 now. What about the 100% crit damage buff? The mines don't give the 100% crit damage buff. What 100% crit damage buff? Oh, you mean the chain reaction? Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm not exploding enemies. I'm not gonna do this to my frames per second. Heroes constantly bleed. This is the best thing I can get. So the mines don't count for the chain reaction, you're saying, because they have energy cost along with the cooldown. No, I think the damage was a little bit too much here. Yeah, mines don't seem to be that great. took a ton of damage. So with the mines it's gonna be hard to keep up with the building up of Dory's chain reaction. So back to turrets, I guess. But the turrets are nice, definitely, for building that extra 400% crit damage.
The gods! Let my dwarven flames consume you.
Wait, just a second. Enemies within the target. Okay, I just want to make sure it's the enemies that need to be there, not me. So with the scrap, you're kind of supposed to be picking this. I think they need to add something that increases the pickup radius of scrap and orbs. So if they increase the pickup radius of scrap and orbs with a ring, like for example, let's make the siege breaker. Collecting red bloodlust orb increases damage for a few seconds and reduces cooldowns, but at increased pickup rate of orbs, and make the scrap count as orbs. This would make this ring and what was the other ring that works with the bloodlust orbs? The Gromril ring. This would make those two rings a very good choice for builds with scrap and just in general. Because at the moment having to walk around the map to pick up those orbs doesn't feel very nice. So if the ring would have this mechanic, why not just allow it to increase the pickup radius of those? You don't have to walk over it, but can actually... The same way, for example, in Wosen. In Wosen there's a passive skill that increases the held globe pickup radius by 15 meters. Which basically, if I'm standing here and the globe is there where my cursor is, it's gonna get picked up. So if they add something like this for the bloodlust orbs when wearing one of those rings, maybe 5 meters or 7 meters for one ring, and when you're using both together you're getting the most out of a globe pickup setup. And this for scrap would be my choice of rings, I guess, because I'm gonna be constantly getting that damage reduction and then the damage bonuses from the scraps as well. Because now I have to keep walking around like a hobo, collecting those hobo orbs. Okay, well, a lot of explosions. So what I do need is just a little bit more crit, so I can keep getting that cooldown reduced. How does this work? Cooldown when I pick up health bloodlust orbs. By the way, I'm not sure what they patched today. I said it earlier in the stream, there was a 15 megabyte patch, and there's no information regarding what this fixed. I'm assuming it's a small hotfix for probably some game breaking, progression breaking stuff, but until they confirm what was done, we're just gonna have to guess. The first thing I tried was checking if ForgeBot was fixed and if the invasion rings on Keela were fixed, and I can confirm they weren't. And by the way, how do those scrap pieces build? Using a skill with cooldown, so I can just keep using the turrets and it's gonna keep doing those. I don't even need to be killing enemies to get those. So the damage is nowhere near as good as a melee build, but at least it can do something. It can do something. And just slightly different playstyle. Now this one's buffed. I'm not gonna fight the buffed enemy. I'm gonna wait for his buff to expire. And keep in mind, right now I'm not using maximized damage reduction. If I were to use maximized damage reduction, I would be a bit more tanky, but the enemies would barely be taking much damage. So yeah, I'm not sure how good that would be. I'm loving this scrappy playstyle. It's making me dodge a lot. It's not the fastest clearing speed. This boss would have been dead by now probably with the other build, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. I have to dodge some circles anyways, so might as well just take less damage reduction if I'm not face tanking and do it like that. With the melee build, I'm kind of face tanking the stuff. Pick up, pick up. But yeah, the XP, you can see the XP on Chaosbane is just amazing. Give me fragments, give me fragments. And by the way, some people have been writing about dwarves with beards, female dwarves with beards. That is complete bullshit. Neither in Warhammer nor in World of the Rings War do female dwarves with beards exist. I've been looking this up today, and yeah, I found some Warhammer fan forums where people were discussing stuff, and most people were confirming that nowhere does it mention female Dawi or whatever it's pronounced with beards. So that might be some sort of other franchise. It's definitely not Tolkien. It's definitely not Warhammer as well. So those the two popular fantasy ones that I know of, I can confirm don't have beards on the female dwarfs. Because I've been reading that in my comments on YouTube, and then I also read that on Steam. Someone actually on Steam was trashing the game, saying how could they not make the dwarf with beard when they're supposed to be. Well, they are not supposed to be. This has been confirmed. They're not supposed to have beards. Like the length of the hair measures, so the length of the beard for males and the length of the hair for females measures their wisdom. That's why look at how long her hair is. So they did that pretty well. The long hair. It's kind of hard to see it with the helmet, but yeah. So what if I were to remove the Siegebreaker ring? But cooldown, crit chance, health drain, I really don't want to lose this. Yeah, in the Terry Pratchett, yes, but this is not Terry Pratchett. This is not Terry Pratchett. I mean, you can't mix up stuff. It's not nice towards your favorite franchise if you start mixing up two different franchises. I mean, if it's a mashup, like a special event, okay, like a special skin, but in the war it doesn't exist from what I've read and heard today. Females with beards, female dwarfs with beards in the Warhammer universe. Okay, Tomb Kings. Should I rework my skills once again? And if yes, how? Like, of course I could remove recycling. Man, I really want to work into the build recycling mastered. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do... Where did it go? I want to get this 50% damage, so the cooldown only gets decreased by 1. It's only 1 decrease of the cooldown, but that's up to 10 stacks of 5 damage. So I want to see how far I can push this. And instead of this damage reduction, should I get the rotating damage reduction? Like this one. So I'm losing some damage and some other stuff, but maybe that's gonna work. Again, we're on Chaos 9. I mean, it seems to be doing fine, but I want more. I want more, but I guess until they fix the forge bot, I'm gonna have to stick to using this. So it's not gonna be the most optimal I could have it. If they fix the forge bot, I know I would be using mastered turrets for the flame stuff. Oh shit, I forgot my damage reduction skill. But yeah, kind of got distracted, was paying attention to the scrap, was not paying attention to my HP. Because this is the scrap buff, the recycling buff. Where did it go? I've got 6 stacks. I wanna get to the 10 stacks and see how much I can get my damage to go up. Okay, I started seeing slightly bigger hits, but it's so difficult to keep getting the scrap and to keep spamming the turrets and to keep building the other stuff. So right now I've got the scrap and all that other stuff. So this is what I've got right now. Only 600 crit damage, 35 crit chance, 110 damage with those buffs. This buff is not maxed out right now. I wish I could see the stack number here as well. This one's max stacks right now, this one is max stacks right now. So 30% damage. Well, this is broken. See, it says 3% damage, but if I go to my skills, it says 5% damage. So, buck. Let me screenshot this. I'm gonna screenshot this just a second. Shit, when I alt and tap, it removes. Okay, there we go. Shift print screen. Oh, I need to start my wide shot. So, screenshot number 1 taken. I'm gonna report this later in the Discord channel. So another bug. So it's either the tooltip here is wrong or the tooltip there is wrong. But the thing is, does it really give 30 or does it give 50? Like, I mean, does it give 3 or 5 per stack? What is the right one and how much do we get? I'm hoping that it gives 5 and the one that's broken would be the one here. I'm hoping this is the typo and it says 3 but it actually should say 5 and we are still getting the 5. This is my hopes there. Come on. Damn, this took longer to kill than a boss fight. Can't wait to see that ring getting added, the one that drains energy. But gives 50% damage reduction. Look at all this AoE, by the way. But so far I'm loving the 3 sets of Keela that I've gone deeply into testing. The turret one, the mortar one, the melee one. For the blaze set I have a few things in mind I wanna test for counter-attack damage, base damage. But that's probably gonna be the last thing I test. I wanted to test explosion build with counter-attack and I did, and that's not the way it should be. Explosions and counter-attack not the best pair for Keela. tested, confirmed. I mean, there's probably a build somewhere out there, but when I went into counterattack that deeply, I lost a lot of the regular damage and didn't feel right. The best build so far has been the melee one I play. I can show you the next map. The next map I can show you the melee build. It's the best for me. There's probably a better build out there, but the one for me that I can play for my playstyle would be the melee one. I'm gonna show you on the next map. So I uploaded the video for the melee build on YouTube today, so you can check my YouTube video if you want today, from a few hours ago. That's the build I enjoy playing the most, and I was actually playing the more tanky version, the less DPSy version. So if you want to be speedrunning something like Chaos 7 or 8 instead of 9, you can sacrifice some of the damage reduction for more extra damage, for like a siege breaker ring instead of granite. We can test that in a moment. I can go and do that after this map. I mean, one of my viewers said that the blaze set with excavation master seems like a good combo, and I think it would be amazing if I do that with counterattack based damage. So my idea for the blaze set is this one. So for the blaze set I wanna get this and I wanna get this here. So this 50% counterattack damage together with that 16, and then there's another 16 and another 16 and another 16 and that's a lot of counterattack damage. And when I take that counterattack damage, this here at the bottom, instead of 10% damage, would be around 50% damage with 5 pieces out of 10 blessed for counterattack damage. Then with this one and excavation, you can be regenerating more health with Wife Leech than you're getting lost from the skill. So the skill is draining your HP, but with Wife Leech and excavation you can get a lot of damage. And with that armor, piercing and damage reduction, there's things I want to test. And this could give you a lot of damage as well. This was at around 108 damage with just getting counterattack in 5 pieces from blessings and using this one and this one. So this is 40% plus another 50%. And by the way, this seemed broken, because the damage bonus of 40% and the other 50% did not reflect on this damage when I activate it. So it probably is broken, because normally when we have something that gives us damage over here, what is happening with that is what should be happening after that is that that the damage here should be increased, but it wasn't when I was using this god skill. But this increases physical damage, so that is understandable. Physical damage only is getting increased. So if you're using Excavation Mastered, it's not gonna work. That means you're gonna be using Excavation Superior, and that probably means it's not broken. It just won't be added here because it's physical damage. So Excavation Superior would be my idea for that build, but then it won't work with the Blaze set. This one, on the other hand, this increases fire damage, and this is what my viewer Yazaru said. Yazaru said use Morgrim Smite Superior. But I want to do the counterattack based setup as well. So for that I'm gonna have to think of something. I'm not sure what to use, because the Blaze set is fire based set. The Blaze set, you can see damage over time and critical hit damage from fire skills is increased. So critical hit damage from fire skills based on overheat level, and overheat charges are no longer regularly lost. And when you use this one, high overheat level won't cause an explosion, so you can keep spinning this to keep doing that damage. So for the fire, this is the obvious choice, of course, but I want to find a physical damage setup with the counter attack. Just not sure what to be using as a set. Probably I could try using the melee set. It might work. A melee set, what's its name? Anvil Strike. So Anvil Strike set would have to be the experiment. So that means before doing that experiment, I will be doing the fire damage experiment. And this has a potential to be super strong, because look at the Anvil Strike Anvil set. Strike Anvil set, as you can see, Anvil Strike set gives you 50 stacks of 5 damage. So when you're using that melee skill, you're gonna be making those stacks super quickly. So you're gonna be getting 25% damage reduction, then another 250 damage. And that 250 damage is much better than the 100 damage crit damage from the Blaze set. So Blaze set only gives you 100 crit damage, but 250 damage is much better than 100 crit damage. That's why I want to be testing it with a physical version instead of a fire version. I'm just worried about my survivability if I go that route. I'm losing a lot of damage reduction if I go that route. So I'm gonna need a lot of life drain to make up for it. I can't move. Shit, I'm getting stunned all the time. No, fuck. Is there a healer somewhere, or am I? Yeah, no, actually it wasn't a healer. Like, those little insects are getting me stuck. Insects regularly crawl from the ground. They just block my way and I can't pass through. I think the scorpion is healing when he's in the tornadoes. Okay. Survived it though, survived it. And got 2 new levels. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the melee build, the one I uploaded today, just so you can see the build I like the most so far. But as I said, I'm still in the progress of testing stuff, so I can't know all the builds yet. I have some ideas about builds, but I don't have the materials needed to test all the builds. I don't have the gear needed, and the best pistol in the game is broken right now. So the best pistol in the game being broken, that's a big damage loss. That's 100% potential crit damage that I can't get because the pistol is broken. So let me unequip my items here. I don't need this, I don't need this, but I do need this, I do need this. And I normally play it with the granite ring and with the Grom Reel ring. But let's test, instead of the granite, let's test the siege breaker, see if I can survive. Heals when a god skill is used or god skills deal more damage. Let's go for that one, because of the crit chance. Now, I'm forgetting something. Yeah, I got some levels here. Am I forgetting something? Damage, damage, damage. I have a feeling I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah. So this is how I've got the passive setup. Getting 130 crit damage here, getting 130 crit damage here on the way, and then getting this skill, and then getting this skill, and then there's 5 points. Now I decided to get 5% cooldown reduction because I'd rather be able to use those more often for now. But you can get 18% more HP if you want to be more beefy. Let me drink some water. So you can see 1480% XP bonus. This is why I'm telling people that having this DLC for XP is not something like a pay to win. Where was it? I don't even see it. I probably don't have it, but I have the Magnus edition, so I should have that. But anyways, the XP in the wood quality and extra gold DLCs are just a joke. They're not gonna give you something great, so it's not pay to win or anything broken. So new players who may get shocked by the DLCs that you can get, those are noob trap DLCs. So yeah. Even this XP 20%, it's just not worth it. I mean, you can see I've got 1480. What's this 20% gonna change with that much of a bonus from the map itself? So now I've sacrificed a lot of damage reduction. 20% damage reduction is missing from the setup that normally is there. But I'm getting 50% more damage when I pick up a Bloodlust Orb, and in general I'm not losing 40% damage. So that's like 90% damage that can add up altogether for the price of 20 damage reduction, which for Chaos 9 you might really need that damage reduction for now. I think without that damage reduction I might have died many times when I was doing Chaos 9 yesterday and today. And I don't even feel like doing Chaos 10. I mean, I did test getting XP on Chaos 10 and it is nice. It is nice to do XP runs without killing the boss. And skipping some of the nasty champions, the big champions that take too long to kill. And just killing the trash mobs. So you can see the damage is nice with this build, I'm loving it. And that's with the Siege Breaker instead of the Gromril. No, instead of the what's its name? Granite. So I removed this one and replaced it with this one. So I'm losing 20 crit damage, 2000 flat damage, and some crit chance, which is actually not worst. But then I'm gaining health drain, a little bit more crit chance, cooldown reduction, and armor piercing. So just the flat damage and the crit damage are kind of missed. Let me do something else. Let's do it like this so you can see the difference. So this is the difference. My HP is much less as well, but yeah, I like the granite ring before. Before it was minus 20% damage done, minus 20% damage taken, and plus 20% HP. I'd rather have it that way. Kind of a nasty nerf there. I'd rather get less HP but more damage. At least the damage reduction is the same. So there's that. And if you're speed farming, you can get a more damage oriented setup. I can find you a setup with what was it, 410 crit damage. So if you want to be speed farming Chaos 5, 6, where you don't need that much damage reduction, yeah, I can get you that setup as well. I can show you that one next if you want to test it. As if you have a teammate buffing you, but yeah, let's be honest, in this game finding teammates is almost impossible, even if I open my game to the public. Let's see what's gonna happen. Would someone join? Online game, open, make game public. It's not allowing me to select which one. Yeah, it's not allowing me to choose what type of public game it is. Pretty weird. And you can see how quickly I'm getting those levels, those legendary rank levels. Let's see. I'm going this way. Okay. Oh, I think, is that a demonic portal? Yeah. Because I remember I'm not wearing the wood quality pendant right now. Although I totally could, if I had a very good road one, I would actually be wearing it. Oh wow, yeah, this is what happens when I don't have that damage reduction. Power Big, thank you very much for the follow, welcome to the Struck Club to you. So I'm gonna stay away from them for a moment to build up my damage reduction stacks, so I don't get one shot by the boss. Oh, there's another thing. I'm not sure what else is happening, but thank you for thank you as well. Welcome to the Struck Web to you too. My browser is a bit slow, so I'm not sure whether it's a YouTube sub or a Mixer follow or a Twitch follow, but thank you if you're watching. So now that I've built the damage stacks, you saw the damage reduction stacks, you saw how I survived that wave. Actually didn't have the maximum, only had 19 stacks of padded armor. This can go to 100. So it wasn't even max stacks, and I still survived that big AoE. But yeah, this is the version without the damage reduction, with a little bit more damage. Just a bit more. So instead of 15 million, I'm doing 20 million when they are not in the circle, which gives me 200 more damage percent. And that's when I max out all my stacks and stuff. Before I was doing up to 54 with the tanky setup, up to 54 million when everything is maxed and they are inside the circle. Now I can probably get it to 64, 5. But it seems to work. It seems to work with the Siege Breaker instead of Gromril. Instead of Granite. I really wish this was actually giving... it was giving pickup radius for Bloodlust Orbs and Scrap. And what was the green item I just found? Oh, it was Axel Murat who subbed earlier. Thank you, Axel. See, I'm getting this like with a minute delay because my Firefox is kind of probably on a break. Let's see this Ancestor's Ring. Well, it's not too bad. It has cooldown reduction and armor piercing, but yeah, kind of bottom tier. Let's compare. I mean, I might go ahead and delete some stuff. I've already got a lot of rings, so crit damage, armor piercing, and this is cooldown reduction, crit chance, and this is fat damage, and this is armor piercing cooldown. I'm gonna keep it only because of the cooldown. Crit chance, crit damage. Cooldown, crit chance, and the one I was using, damage. Oh, so both of them are nice, but this one is not. Crit chance, cooldown. Yeah, I really have to get rid of some of those. Let's get rid of this. So armor wise, this I don't need. This I don't need. Alright. Another one of those maps, or should we go back to the mortar build? Because we were testing. Oh, by the way, do you want to see the turret build I was playing? I'm not sure it can do Chaos 9. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get wrecked. But let's test it. Maybe on Chaos 8. Let's test it on Chaos 8. I think that's the turret build from last night without any changes to it. But just let's see. This seems nice. Oh wait, yeah, fuck. I'm dead. What? Let's start over. I don't have all the items equipped. I didn't have amulet, pistol, and rings. So melee attacks on turrets increase their damage, or do I wanna go for this big bad boy? Cause this gives me more damage reduction. But let's say I don't need that damage reduction, just to see. So I'm gonna grab my pistol, remove some things, and I am thinking mounting pendant. So the thing is, do I want to go full tanky? Let's try with the siege breaker ring instead of full tanky setup, and maybe again with the Grom reel and corroder, cause this is broken. Let's see. Oh, and legendary ranks. Okay. Invasion in the forges. This seems like an okay one. And this is the forges. At the moment I really love doing forges invasions because it's the new zone. It's the new thing. Okay, let's keep the chain going. The chain reaction. Oh wow, was that a one-shot explosion from a barrel? I think a destructible barrel exploded next to me. Oh, this one as well. So okay, I'm gonna have to avoid those barrels. Alright, so this is the turret build. A bit on the fast side. Not the fastest of them all, but I think from Keela this might be the fastest build, because you can just run and gun and let the turrets do the stuff. And you just stop for the elites if you want to. Or you can play it you can play it safe as well. You can do the turrets in front of you, stay behind them, and just let the enemies die from them if you don't want to get too close. The damage numbers are not that high, but mind you, there's a ton of numbers at the same time, so you can see how the HP of the enemy keeps getting drained. And you've probably seen that some of the skills I take are the same on every build. Well, it's cause they're super super nice skills. So those two god skills are the ones I use right now in most of the builds because of the damage reduction. 50% damage reduction altogether from those two skills. Just so good. And they also do damage. They're adding up to the total damage bit by bit, even if they don't do that much. It's weird how my turrets don't seem to be wife stealing, but my flames from this skill are wife stealing because it's considered my damage, whereas the turret is somehow not considered my damage. No idea what the logic behind this is, but it seems weird. Why the turret gets a damage bonus from me? So when I have bonus damage, like things that give me extra damage, like what gives me damage? This gives me 20% damage every 4 seconds. For 4 seconds. So this boosts my turrets, but when the turrets do damage, they don't health drain. It's weird. So with this build you can play it a little bit on the safe side and just kite around the bosses and spam turrets. Or you can go balls deep and just DPS them and get that damage reduction when you melee next to a turret. So let's see. And I'm thinking of doing something here. I'm thinking of doing this. Oh no, actually I've already got this. There's a lot of spare skill points. Oh, if I've got that many spare skill points, I might as well upgrade the radiator. So do I want this one to build up that explosion quicker? Where was the turret stuff? This one was the turret stuff, but that was no damage reduction, so you probably would want to be using this one for more damage if you're running something easier. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna test using this for the next round. Even less damage reduction, more damage. So might not be going balls deep next to the bosses. Is it a scorpion map or sphinx? Necrosphinx? Basically running and spamming turrets. And see, I'm not even attacking an enemy that's in the corroded circle. This one now is in the circle and not anymore. I think this corroder needs to just rotate around us. Like, make circles orbiting the player. Like this. I think this would be the best. And if it's here and I move like that, it keeps... like, if I rotate, it rotates with me. Wow, it's rotating in the same time, like it's weird to explain it unless I draw it and animate it, which I can't. But yeah, this is unfortunately this is the best pistol right now, because the best pistol is broken and this is the second best damage wise. So I have to start attacking enemies who are standing in the circle for 200 extra crit damage on them. Wait, something's not right here. Something definitely feels wrong there in that room. This might have been the decoy room. Come on turrets, do the damage. So far the turrets are doing their thing. Demon Hunter 1, welcome to the Struck Club, nice to have you here. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Can we get it into the corrode circle? For a little while. And that's one thing I've noticed, turrets don't crit. The same way Lesse's pets don't seem to crit. Not sure if this is true or whether just the numbers are not changing their colors and they're actually critting, just the crits don't show as orange and keep showing up as yellow. And yeah, the developers haven't confirmed whether that's how it is. So with the less tanky turret setup, without the turret base damage reduction and with more damage for the turrets, it was not so bad. As long as I just kite a little bit while the turrets do the damage, it does work. But yeah, tomorrow I already decided to be doing the mortar build tomorrow rather than the turret. Maybe the turret build can be uploaded the day after tomorrow, and then 3 days from now I could probably do a build for the blaze set. And after that I can probably experiment with some of the old heroes, because there's some new stuff for them that maybe we can check. Still haven't played with either of my old heroes to check how it is. Wilson still broken? Well, Evan, I'm not sure whether it's still broken, but they haven't fixed much stuff. They improved the server stability apparently yesterday, but I've not logged into Wilson the past 3 days, I think. Because I've just been busy with Warhammer Chaosbane, and that's a new hero. So yeah. Wilson still has a lot of broken stuff, still has a lot of badly balanced things, whereas surprisingly Chaosbane is getting a bit more balanced now. They actually nerfed a lot of the enemies in general, I think, the power of the enemies. And they added a lot of sources of damage reduction. So seems like they've been doing some balancing, more than I was expecting. There's still some bad stuff, like this shit here that you can see sometimes is amazingly bad. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it isn't. So things that permanently reduce your armor, permanently reduce your HP, they're just plain boring. They're not the right way to be doing map mods. Because with permanently reduced armor, well, eventually you get one shot, regardless of how much damage reduction and armor you have. Eventually taking hits reducing your armor would mean you're gonna die, unless you have some sort of build that doesn't take damage, like a turret build, and you play it safe and just stay behind and make sure you don't get hit. So avoiding ranged enemies would be a bit difficult. So pet and turret builds probably would work okay against something like that. But there's just 2 characters that can do those builds. So I'm loving the turret build, but next map I'm gonna play on the mortar, because I said today I want to be experimenting more with it. If you play the game, folks, feel free to tell me what you like playing. I could test it myself, see if I like it, especially if it's a mortar setup. By the way, is that Chaos 7, 8 or 9? Oh, this is only 8. I can try Chaos 9 next. You've never played this game? Well, it's not bad, but it's kind of a dead game. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you wanna play multiplayer, this is not the game for you, unless you have someone to guarantee playing with you. If you wanna be playing with randoms, let's say it like this. If you wanna play with randoms, this is not the game for you. If you wanna be playing solo, you could probably get a few hours of fun, but eventually it's gonna get boring due to the repetitive end game. But it can definitely offer you a few hours of fun, and you can play with multiple people on the same PC. You can have 4 players on the same PC, or 4 players on the same console if you get the console version. Elessa and Bragi builds that work around the armor. Well, can you do Chaos 9 and 10 enemies with those builds? Especially, let's forget about Chaos 10, but can you do it with Chaos 9? I've not tested the new characters for Chaos 9 and 10, but I could do some maps on Chaos 7 and 8 with Bragi. And Elessa, as I said, has summoner build. Elessa has a summoner build that can work around armor reduced. That means you cannot take damage. You can avoid taking damage. But no matter how much health regeneration and how much armor reduction you've got, if you let your armor get down, you're gonna get one shot eventually on max difficulty map. And not even talking about Chaos 10. Chaos 9 is probably what I consider to be the golden time, the golden zone for farming. So that's my goal. My goal when making builds is to make a build that can do okay in Chaos 10, even if Chaos 9, even if it can do Chaos 10, even if it can't do Chaos 9 super fast, but still can do it with a reasonable amount of time taken to kill an enemy champion or a boss. And that's fine for me. Bragi should be much stronger now. Bragi, crit monster Bragi should be super strong with the counterattack getting boosted on items. Can anyone confirm, by the way, whether our old items got their counterattack damage boosted? Or I'm gonna need to farm new items for counterattack damage. As you can see, just an example. This one gives me 2,500 counterattack damage. And I think before a hammer or whatever weapon could go to 2000, and you can see this goes to 1300 and something. I think a green leg before could go all the way to 7000 something, and it kind of got doubled almost. So I want to know if our old items got boosted. I'm gonna check it. I've got some counterattack items in the warehouse for the other characters, so I might as well check it after this map though. Let's go kill ourselves a scorpion. You could do Chaos 7 and Chaos 8 with both of those. What build was it on Elessa? Was it a summoner build on Elessa, or was it a poison build with health regeneration and the Executor's Dagger? And I'm talking about armor permanently reduced when taking a hit, and armor permanently reduced to overtime. But the overtime one is fine. It's not too fast, so you can deal with it. But the one that reduces the armor on hit, this is the annoying one. Because the more you get hit, the worse it gets. Eventually you get one shot, no matter how much health regeneration or damage reduction you've got. But yeah, that used to be the annoying modifier. And it still is. Yesterday on the melee build I couldn't complete the Chaos 3 or Chaos 4 invasion with the 2 armor reduced. Then I switched to the turret build and I did it without a single death. Because I was not letting them hit me much. I was just spamming turrets before they could reach me, they were dying. But that was like a Chaos 3-4 invasion on rank 10. And it was just annoying with the melee build. It was kind of impossible to beat it. Especially when it's Swanesh. Swanesh have so many fast attacking enemies. Super fast attack enemies. And they swow you as well. And they keep pulling you. So it's almost impossible sometimes for a close range fighter to deal with those Act 3 enemies. In general, those are not good game design. It's never good game design when you're permanently reducing the HP or armor of your players. There's many better ways to make map mod. Just look at Grim Downs, Shattered Realms, look at Vast Epoch, look at Wosen. 3 games that have done map mods better than this one. So yeah, plenty of ways to add difficulty and challenge without pissing people off. Sometimes the modifiers are not even difficult on this game, but are more on the annoying part. Like the cooldowns permanently reduced. Some builds are hardly countered by that, like super hard counter. For example, turret build. Well, if it makes my cooldown from 1 second to 3, 4, 5 seconds, not that bad. The melee build, also fine. The mortar build, on the other hand, I think would suffer greatly from the cooldown one. The setup for the God skill tree on the turret build, well, the way I've got it right now is kind of the same I've got it on my other builds. So basically, if you go all the way to here, you get 130 crit damage. If you go all the way to here, you get another 130 crit damage. Then you get 30% no, this is 20% damage reduction, and then this is 30% damage reduction from those god skills, and then I take this cooldown. So whether you take this cooldown or this cooldown, it's exactly the same. 2% HP and 6% armor. So it doesn't matter which one you take. This is the way I like to play it, and it's not just the turret build. You can see most of my builds are using the exact same setup. This one is slightly different because I decided to take 18% more HP, but I'm gonna be playing more with that set later. So yeah, at the moment this is the god skills I'm using. I was testing today. I was testing using this, and I was testing using this, and I also tested using this one for counter-attack based damage. Then I figured out the best counter-attacks bonus combo would be with the melee set. So you would be using this one, you would be using this one for physical damage increased, and you would be using Excavation Superior to be wife leeching with the melee set, and the melee set gives you up to 250% damage on the melee skills, which means excavation would be super strong. And also you get 25% damage reduction with that set while doing it. But it's gonna be hard to implement the damage reduction that I'm using from places like this and this in that setup there. But with some counterattack damage, it could work well. Okay, let's go back to the mortar build. The mortar build with max defensive power, maybe. Max defensive power. Or should I go for a little bit more offensive? And I can't remember whether I was using Mountain Pendant or the Bloodstone one. I think I was using the Bloodstone one. But yeah, I was testing explosion stuff. I was testing counterattack damage today with the explosions. So let me quickly check. I wanted to check the counterattack damage on the old items, whether it got... no, it didn't get converted. See, this is 852. And I think this is not converted. This is 642. So all my old characters would need new items. Especially Bragi. Bragi would need new items the most. Because on Bragi I'm gonna need that counterattack damage for more crit damage. Because the best builds for Bragi for damage are the ones that use this counterattack based crit damage. Even 3 pieces blessed for counterattack damage is good damage. You don't need to go all in, because the more counterattack damage pieces you get after a certain point, the less damage you get out of it. So it's good to have like a balance between regular damage and crit damage that comes out of a counterattack. That's kind of what I found. Wait, why do I have gold there? Oh, that's my gold. It's showing up there. I thought it was inside the stash and I was wondering what's going on. But yeah, unfortunate stuff, and I need to sell some of those items because I really don't want to keep that much Keela red stuff. In the warehouse. But right now, Forge, no, not Forge Hard, the Rock Splitter seems to be the best hammer, and until they fix Forge Blood, this would be the best pistol. For now. Things will change once they do some bug fixes. Also, if you're playing Keela, warning, don't don't collect invasion rings. So don't collect those rings, because you can see it doesn't show a reward here. It should be showing you a reward the same way you see it here, and it should be a ring. And they probably weren't ready with adding those rings on Keela. So yeah, don't collect those. I made the mistake and I collected 10 rings, then I opened my inventory to see what I've got, if it was good rolls, and then surprise surprise, 0 rings. So it's 12:36, I'm gonna do one more map. One last map with the mortar build on Chaos 9. And then I can do some more tomorrow, maybe figure out if I want to be uploading this exact setup for the mortar. It's not as good as the melee, I'm honest here, it's not as good as the melee, but that's again, I said I would gladly play this with the mortar and with the forge, but synergizing with all that burning. Oh, I keep forgetting about my turrets to get that extra 400 crit damage. Another level up. So this is the bit more squishy setup. Like, it's not as beefy as if I were to go all in on the damage reduction with rings. Shit, I'm stuck. Fuck. I've got myself stuck again in between enemies. Keep getting that done to myself. You can see much slower. If you watch me play the melee setup earlier, you can see this is good only if I do a very nice combo. Sometimes I just don't do the combo, sometimes the corroder circle kind of fails me. That's why I don't like the corroder right now the way it is. It could be a bit better. I should also focus on collecting scrap, because if I collect scrap I can get up to 50% extra damage. So I can get up to 10 stacks of scrap. Each stack of scrap is 5% damage. And it also gives me cooldown reduction, so I can spam mortar. It just requires some more actions per minute. This build is not the build where you're just only using one skill. You have to rotate your skills, you have to position yourself all the time in the right place and collect those scraps, collect those bloodlust orbs, and yeah, get that damage bonus from the bloodlust orbs 50%, from the scrap 50%. And it's just far away from meta. Far away from meta. but sometimes it has those nice bursts of damage that kind of synergize with all the stacks we've built. It's just not as pleasant to play to me as the other builds, because it requires a bit more concentration, so it's not the chill build that requires less thinking, but it could be fun to people who love this kind of high APM requirement. So now I kind of got myself stuck in between enemies again, as usual. Right, let's bleed myself a bit. Fuck, again. Got stuck in between the stun. So yeah, that's what happens when I stop moving. And it's this damn enemy. This damn enemy sometimes buffs himself and becomes almost unkillable for a few seconds. Like, he gets probably 50-60 damage reduction to my attacks. And I need to keep getting hit to build those things. I need to keep getting those 100 stacks for 40% damage reduction. So it's a bit difficult. I mean, I could always change this ring for this ring, make things a little bit easier. But I'm losing 90% damage that way. Up to 90, let's not say 90, let's say 40 plus up to 50 more when collecting blood orbs. But with this one I can afford to do a bit more tanking. And oh, as I said, there is a ring that exists in the game, this one, that probably is not added for Keela, but the other characters could get this. And this would allow you to tank up to Chaosbane. One of those rings, together with a Gromryu or with that Siege Breaker, was it? Like one of those, or those. So Granite or Gromryu. It's different name on the other characters, like one of them is Iron Bark and so on. So one of those together with the one I showed you would be a ton of damage reduction. You're constantly draining your energy, but imagine using a basic attack skill all the time to regenerate energy, or using a build that doesn't use an energy, just cooldown skills, and just maybe add an energy gainer skill just to keep it up when needed. So as long as you have energy, you're gonna have this damage reduction, 50%. I've not seen it on Keela, and I've already leveled up over 100 legend ranks of grinding on Keela. So yesterday around 9 in the evening I was 160, now I'm 270, so you can see how much I've played on Keela already. And I still haven't seen this ring drop, which leads me to believe that it was not added on Keela. The same way invasion rings were not added. They probably rushed the character before finishing all the stuff, or they did some sort of a mistake that didn't transfer all the items on launch. So whatever happened, so yeah. Main thing is there's a lot of broken things with Keela right now. Right, let's go kill the boss. So I tested all the different hammers, I tested all sorts of stuff today, and right now the meta is Rock Splitter and Corroder until they fix Forge Blood, and those two god skills seem to be just the best for survivability. If you can survive without those god skills, then that's fine. I know I can't. But every character can be built as a support one that can heal buff, or as a damage one, or as a tank one. I prefer building for a more tanky setup that can kind of take some of the damage, taunt a bit, and maybe do a little bit of damage, not max damage, but still do some. Conrad was OP though. Before the update, Conrad was amazing. He could do a ton of damage and survive almost every situation. There's another thing I want to experiment with, but there's not much time to do it on the stream. This is my last map, as I showed you. But tomorrow, probably before making the build video, I would be testing this thing, because this is up to 25% damage. No, up to 50% damage. So 20 stacks would be easy to build. 20 stacks, you can build those with mortar, and you can build that with spamming automatons with rockets, and you can even try using mines, but the mines don't proc duelist chain reaction, so not that great, but you can use this explosive rush. But this is only 5 explosions every 4 seconds, so not the best, but it's still extra explosions you can add to the build. But I think mortar together with this, and alternatively maybe implementing, instead of move mountains, maybe, what was the name of it? This one, experimental explosive. This might work okay if you want to be going for that damage. But as I said, I'm a fan of the more damage reduction-y setup, more defensive setup. So yeah, tomorrow expect me to make a build video for that set, for the powder air, for the powder carrier set. It's probably gonna be something like what I'm playing, with most likely just a few changes. There's a few things I haven't tried, which I wanna experiment with tomorrow as well. But that's gonna be it for tonight. Thanks everyone for tuning in, for watching, and for chatting with me. Keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.